What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? Hey, check this out. It is pouring down raining. It just stopped though. It just stopped. It's pouring down raining. So I told the boo-boo we ain't going to the mall. we got business to take care of, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this thing, man. And let's jump into it, man. Hey, breaking feds. I have 3 other victims. I tried to tell y'all, man, but everybody think they know. Just like Big Ticket be saying, everybody think they know. Trust me, they ain't gonna have no big. This is a mega super duper case. They ain't gonna just have no one person, 3 victims. Really? They got 190 celebrities that could be called. You think they did all that for 3 people? They said, breaking. Feds have 3 other victims. And you still think that's all they have. 3 other victims. So you got 3, one of them is Cassie. You got one person that claimed they was gonna show their face or say their name. They ain't do it. Now all of a sudden they got 3 other people. Dude, they got a long laundry list of people that can pull up any second. I don't know what y'all think this is, man. Y'all think this is a game? Y'all think we the only ones that figuring this thing out? They get paid to figure this stuff out, but they have to figure it out and then they got to turn around and prove it. So let's see what Big Ticket got to say about this, because he be coming with the receipts. Uncle Mike ain't got no receipts, baby. I'm just going straight off the dome and what I know and what's on the books. What's on the books? Shut up back there. I don't want to get slapped, y'all. So y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out. Hey, here we go.
And I appreciate all y'all that's tapped in. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you guys will be updated whenever I do release video content on the channel. And let's get into this video. So Sean Diddy Combs, you guys. Of course, as we know, y'all can hear me? Okay, bet. Good. Salute everybody. As you guys already know, there's been a lot of noise about his upcoming trial next week. There's been a lot of noise about the jury, which will be selected tomorrow. It'll be finalized tomorrow, the jury. There's been a lot of noise about victim number 3. And everybody talking about, oh, what's going on with victim number 3? Victim number 3, victim number 3. Let me say what I can say. And what I can say to everybody is this. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Tomorrow's going to tell you everything you need to know about victim number 3. Tomorrow's going to let you know everything you need to know about victim number 3. If victim number 3 does not come up in court tomorrow, which they may try to bring it up, meaning Diddy's team or the judge, right? Watch and peep what the answers are and peep if they completely rule out victim number 3, because everybody's banking, oh, victim number 3 is going to be out. They're going to be out. They still got 3 other victims that's testifying against this dude, Cassie and 2 other people. Plus, all of the other victims they have who are testifying as witnesses. They aren't even in the indictment, but they're testifying and coming with evidence as corroborators to corroborate the stories of the actual people who are being charged in this case. Meaning, they have other victims, alleged victims of Diddy, who are coming to court with evidence to testify against Diddy, in corroboration with the actual victims that's being charged. Now, how do I know that? Because I read all the paperwork. And not only that, not only have I read all the paperwork, there's an article out right now talking about this chaotic situation in the UK Daily Mail, right? Now, everybody's talking about how this witness has gone missing. Let me tell y'all something. It's the feds, dog. It's the feds. Hold on one second, y'all. I want everybody to understand this. You ain't going missing on the feds unless they want you to think that. I want to say this again. Everybody that's watching this video, you don't think that the feds had people watching their witnesses the whole time? People are this idiotic and they running with this. Oh yeah, man. Victim number 3. People watching their witnesses the whole time.
Wow.
People are this idiotic and they running with this. Oh yeah, man. Victim number 3's out, man. They gonna. Man, listen. I'm telling y'all like this right here. When you go to court, you better expect the unexpected. And I'm telling y'all this. Now, not only has the prosecution came out and said, hey, we ain't even worried about if victim 3 doesn't come because we already got enough evidence with all the other victims we have. But also, those other victims I told y'all about, victim number 2 and victim number 4, have already been approved to testify under aliases, right? Under pseudonyms, aliases, right? It says that Combs appeared in court this week as both sides questioned the potential jurors. Now, I told y'all earlier today that they had all these potential jurors. It was more than 600 potential jurors that filled out the questionnaires. I told y'all this. And in those questionnaires had all those celebrities that's linked in somehow to this case. And I told y'all why they numb these things down and dumb these things down very quickly. Because if you notice, you're like, damn, why didn't they even talk to 600 people in court? Because the questionnaires told you right there that most of these people knew most of those people that's on that list. So the people that they have left that are the jurors, they aren't really familiar with these people that's on this list, or they don't really have that much of a bias towards the situation with the people that's remaining on the celebrity list. Right? And so, again, you see it right there. It says more than 600 jurors filled out potential questionnaires, which included questions about their feelings about domestic partner violence, their hobbies, types of music and media they consume regularly. A total of 45 made it to the final stage of the jury on yesterday. Both sides will come back tomorrow where they'll go over the individuals they want to strike off the jury list. Right? And so this is going to be finished by tomorrow because the trial is going to start on Monday. Now, I'm going to tell everybody something, right? Puff didn't get no news today in court because there wasn't court. That's a goddamn lie. You going to listen to Bookman? How did you get information in court today and there wasn't court? I'm talking to you, Raider Cujo. There wasn't court today. There was literally no court today. How did you get good news in court and there was no court today? These mofos be coming out here lying to y'all for no reason. Lying. And everybody who's running around here saying, hey, man, you know, they searching for things. No, they're not. This is the media doing their due diligence and digging up shit. That's what the media does. The feds ain't doing nothing.
I keep forgetting to put the chat up. My bad, y'all. I keep forgetting to put the chat up.
The feds is focused on the case that they have. No, they're not. This is the media doing their due diligence and digging up shit. That's what the media does. The feds ain't doing nothing. The feds is focused on the case that they have. The media is going to do what the media does. They got investigators, people that's going to find this stuff out, go search for these people. That's what the media does. The media is apart from the actual federal indictment investigation. Because if the media was a part of that, they would have charged Diddy with a whole lot more shit. Straight up. And the media already said they have knowledge of all these other things in the paperwork filings. They're just not even charging him with that because they don't need that. You understand what I'm saying? To get a conviction on this dude. To get a life conviction on him, they don't even need all that. So let me say this to y'all. The talking is going to stop. The capping, the lying, the people saying, oh man, I don't really think they have a strong case. That shit is going to stop on Monday. Starting Monday, it's going to stop. Point blank period. It's going to stop. It's going to stop. It's going to stop. Right? I'm going to repeat myself again. It's going to stop on Monday. Because once they start laying out the evidence in the case, all these people that's been running around here saying, hey man, I think it's a weak case. I don't know what's going on. You guys are actually, you're going to get ethered. Because it's going to be surprise shit that y'all didn't even know. And guess what? Witnesses and people that's names are going to come up and shit that they're going to testify. You ain't going to be able to get around that with the evidence they're going to display. So y'all, I want y'all to remember all the people that's running around here saying that they ain't got no evidence, man. They out here with a witch hunt, all this other shit. Listen to all these commentary. And when the trial starts on Monday and they drop the 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 bomb on the world, because Diddy already know it. But when they drop this on the world and y'all really hear all of these things that they come and show proof of, video proof, audio evidence, text messages, all this other shit, witness testimony. I don't want to hear nobody coming back on their testimony saying, man, I didn't know Diddy was doing all. Man, shut up, because you niggas was running around with that narrative that they was trying to do something to this dude without no evidence. You guys don't understand. The Southern District of New York is not coming to mess with you unless they want to play ball. For real, for real. And they ain't coming with just one situation. They're going to make sure they got their ends crossed. They're not going in there against Sean Diddy Combs and coming to show. And they're not worried about no Diddy's money. Diddy's money is peanuts to them niggas. Diddy ain't even a billionaire. Diddy's worth $400 million. The government has unlimited access and they have unlimited resources. They ain't worried about Diddy. You had dudes that's billionaires that's in prison right now. Look at Harvey Weinstein going through his case. They got Harvey Weinstein on a retrial right now and they get ready to convict his ass. He up in court today. I'm going to do a video about that later on tonight. He up in court today. And then the girl sit up there and name drop the other celebrity talking about Harvey Weinstein told her, yeah, look what I made. Look what I did to her. I made her. He got shit all over his plate. Harvey Weinstein is a real billionaire and they sticking it to his ass. Right? They don't went for round 2 on this mofo. So all that, oh man, Diddy got peanuts to them dudes, man. If guys like Harvey Weinstein woke up with Diddy's money, man, bro, the dude wanted to jump off a cliff. Are y'all not understanding what I'm saying to y'all? Let me ask y'all again. Do y'all not understand what I'm saying to y'all? If Harvey Weinstein woke up with Diddy's money, he'd be devastated. Straight up. He'd be devastated. Right? Devastated. Harvey Weinstein's money got completely chopped down after the first indictment. After the first time he got put in prison, man, they chopped all of his bread down. He's worth, they were saying he's worth Diddy money since all the shit happened. But Harvey Weinstein been had tons and buns of money. These are all facts. His net worth got chopped down after the first time because he lost so much money. And that money, he still damn near had the same net worth as what Diddy had. Even after he went through the first situation. And he jammed up right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man.
Wow, I just learned something.
And I'm telling y'all this. On Monday, when they start laying out evidence and start saying things that the general public, I don't want to talk about the people on the inside. I'm talking about the general public. Never knew. I don't want to hear all these people that's been capping coming back saying, man, I didn't know Diddy was doing all that. Nigga, shut up. Shut your ass up. Because y'all finna get hit with the 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 bomb on next week. And you better believe it's ticking right now. And it's going to go off on Monday. I'm telling y'all this. See what I'm saying? So, hey, you don't have to fight anybody. When the case starts next week, these bombs going to shut their mouth. Period. A lot of these people ain't even read none of the paperwork. They've read none of the filings. A lot of the shit is already in the filings. Period. Period. Right? These people ain't nothing but harborers of the bullshit. That's it. And I'm going to keep that shit 100. They harborers of the bullshit. Right? And I'm starting to question how they get down for real in real life. I'm just keeping that shit real, nigga. I don't respect it. And I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm telling y'all this right now. When they come with this shit next week, I don't want to hear nobody taking their shit back saying, oh, man, because see, I ain't know all that, man. Niggas going to be rocked off their seats from what they hear in this trial. This trial is going to take over 2 months long. You know what that means? That means they got hella evidence they bringing forward. People must have forgot that they had over 20 TBs of relevant evidence to this trial of video content. DJ Vlad that dude is uncredible, bro. He the same one stood up there talking about he knew how much Shannon Sharp made off his video with Cat Williams. The nigga said he's a hater, period. He don't have nothing to say. He's a grade A hater, bro. He's still worried about what Shannon Sharp was making off the Cat Williams interview. He's still talking about what Shannon Sharp doing, and Shannon Sharp don't even talk about him. Shannon Sharp don't even talk about DJ Vlad. Vlad is still over there on videos asking black guests about.
My bad, y'all. I'm reading what the chat said.
He don't have nothing to say. He's a grade A hater, bro. He's still worried about what Shannon Sharp was making off the Cat Williams interview. He's still talking about what Shannon Sharp doing, and Shannon Sharp don't even talk about him. Shannon Sharp don't even talk about DJ Vlad. Vlad is still over there on videos asking black guests about Shannon Sharp. This is facts. He don't need to say nothing. He the same dude that said Diddy was getting bailed when he didn't even know that Diddy had already waived his own right at getting bail after he got rejected the 3rd time. Oh, I know somebody that's posting there that said that Diddy might get bail. How he gonna get bail, nigga? And the trial was in a couple weeks, and he had already given up his right. These dudes don't even know what the hell they talking about. It's in the paperwork. Diddy filed. He basically filed the paperwork that gave up his rights to any more bail hearings after he got rejected the 3rd time. But y'all listen to a dude that come in here and say, "Hey man, I'm telling you, man, that man don't know nobody, man." Like I said before, he always want to put himself and interject himself in every situation like he know everybody or he was there for everything. Right? Clown shit, bro. Clown shit, man. So, like I said, they're going to see next week. I'm just telling y'all what it is. And to the person who says, Ticket, you're jealous. Nah, I ain't jealous about nothing. Why am I jealous about DJ Vladimir? A dude who need people who look like me to be successful. I'm not jealous of that dude. He jealous of guys like Shannon Sharp. He's so worried that Shannon Sharp wouldn't do an interview with him, acting like they got beef. Shannon Sharp don't talk about you, nor do he talk to you. So why is he even worried about that? I don't even see Shannon Sharp worried about DJ Vlad. Shannon Sharp stay in his own lane away from that fool. He's sitting up there acting like he making it seem like they got some type of beef. When it's a one-way beef, it's an imaginary beef. Period.
Wow.
Oh, but as I tell all of y'all that's sitting before me tonight, I'm telling y'all this, come next week, starting next week. And I'm going to tell y'all, once again, the feds have already said, the people who have given testimony and stuff, these people are not clean themselves. But this is what happens when you give proffer agreements. You're going to have dirt on your name. They've already written in the paperwork that some of these people have committed sex crimes themselves. Some of these people have a felony on their record. And I'm talking about some of these people who have flipped and given testimony on Diddy because they don't want to be prosecuted for their crimes. And
I'm still tripping off this imaginary beef. Some of my haters got imaginary. It's imaginary beef. You can't have a beef with Uncle Mike and I don't even know you. Never even met you. You got beef with me? That's funny. Imaginary beef. I'm going to have to use that one, Ticket.
On their record. And I'm talking about some of these people who have flipped and given testimony on Diddy because they don't want to be prosecuted for their crimes. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's how the law has always worked. Y'all have seen it over and over and over again for years, where a co-defendant may get a lesser sentence, or he may not get no time at all. He may get probation or something like that, just because he snitched and gave information or gave evidence. The feds have already put that in their writing. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all seeing this. So this situation is very different. And now, again, you see the situation with the celebrities. Nobody knows. All these people don't even know all the witnesses that can be called during this case, or that are intended to be called. Some people may be shook up. But, you know, the whole world is going to have a chance to hear about what is presented in the court. That's why I wish it was on TV so everybody could see it. I just want people to see it so they'll shut their mouth. That's all I want. I want people to see it. I want y'all to think about how dirty this world is. That you have people that say they witnessed Diddy abuse 𝗟𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦. His own guy who was on his music label, Mark Curry, said this man broke 𝗟𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦's nose and beat up Misa. That's what Mark Curry said. And you still have people cheering for that type of dude after they seen the Cassie tape and what he was capable of just from that tape. Think about this. Think about this. So what y'all think? Everybody said, oh, the Fed's case is weak. How these niggas know what the Fed case is and they haven't even seen the Fed case? They don't even read the paperwork. They don't read all the filings. They haven't read all the paperwork. These dudes ain't even crying and complaining about a minor being in the Fed's paperwork. They ain't even talking about that shit. Now let's see what they say about that when that's brought up in the trial. Let's see if they switch up then. Or are these niggas that much of demons and headed to an unruly, unholy place of hell when their demise comes? Right? For being gatekeepers of this bullshit. See, you have to be unafraid to stand up against these demons and fight against these demons. These demons and devils, they will come, and they will come very powerful. It ain't no game. You have to be so strong in your faith, so strong in yourself, so strong in what you believe in. Right? To say, nah, man, that shit ain't right, bro. And I don't stand for that. But since they want to see it, come next week, they gonna show it to them. They damn sure gonna show it to them come next week. They're gonna see it come next week. Right? And I'm telling y'all this. Boss man BMO says, if Diddy walk, what you gonna say? I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing, brother. It's in God's hands, brother. See, let me tell you something. There have been people who have committed crimes that have walked in the court of law on earth. But when it comes to judgment day, your ass ain't gonna walk. You can't fool the Almighty. See, it's easy to fool people on earth. They're nothing but mere humans, mere mortals. But you ain't gonna fool the Almighty up above. And when your ass go to judgment day, you will be judged for all the bull that you have brought upon people in this world. It should let y'all know something, that he erased the apology he made to Cassie. See, I'm gonna tell y'all where he gonna get got anyways. He wanted that video out because the apology he made, he said in that apology, what did he say? He said, I ain't got no excuse. But think about all these suckers that's in the comments, chumps that's online, and everybody else is making excuses for this lame. He himself said he didn't have no excuse. Then when the feds came, he deleted it, knowing that they could use it against him. Right? It's okay. Let people get all their shit off this weekend. Because next week, they ain't going to be able to talk against the evidence, nigga, that's presented in court. They ain't going to be able to talk against that. And when y'all hear all of these things and when these celebrity names come up and it shakes and rocks the industry, well, I'm just going to tell y'all, man, morals and ethics, morals and ethics, morals and ethics. Remember I said that. A lot of these people, they want to be in that circle so bad. I told you guys, many of you guys that are in this comment section, if you had an opportunity, you would sell your soul for fame and fortune, riches. You'll sell your soul for it. Right? But what is it for a man to gain all the riches of this world but lose his soul? See, once you sell your soul, you can't get that back. It's sold. A lot of people right now going through hard times. Instead of doubling down and going harder and working harder, they would sell their soul for $1 million, $1 million deal. They would sell their soul to be a celebrity. They would sell their soul to get invites to these certain events. And some people will gladly tell you they'll do it. Right? You got to think about all these things, man. You know, and nobody on this earth is perfect. Right? People can make mistakes. But when you're doing the type of shit that they're accusing this guy of doing, and we live in a world where people praise man. People celebrate man and praise man more than they praise God. And they'll celebrate man. They'll praise man, a celebrity, more than they love themselves. I really want y'all to think about that part. These people will praise a celebrity and love celebrities more than they praise themselves. They did not drop 3 charges against Diddy. That's a lie. There have not been any charges dropped against Diddy. That's a lie. That is a lie. I have all the paperwork and I have immediate access to all updates. There has been no charges dropped against Diddy. Everybody's talking about victim number 3, right? Everybody's talking about victim number 3, right? But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. They don't really need victim number 3 to convict him. The man is being charged with 5 different counts. Victim 3 is just under one of the counts. Right? Right? So again, I'm letting y'all know. I mean, y'all cut that noise out. You heard? Cut it out. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Y'all sit down. My bad, y'all. I got them puppy Rottweilers in here, man. Every time they see me, they go crazy. But as I was telling you guys, right? And I'll say it again, right? It's you know, it's insane to me, right? That people will see things and they know things, right? And they'll still talk about, hey man, they setting this guy up, man. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. See, let me tell y'all something. I got ether for all that. Oh, they're trying to target a black man shit. If they're trying to target a black man, why don't they ever target guys like Russell Wilson? You know why? Because Russell Wilson don't never be involved in no bullshit. Why don't they ever target guys who are stand-up guys that we see in the media, right? Real stand-up guys, right? That y'all see. Think about that. Think about what I just said, right? You said somebody's on their live saying that right now. It doesn't matter what they're on their live saying. It matters what's in that paperwork, that filing. It matters what's going to happen on Monday in that courthouse. Now, watch what I tell you. After the first day on Monday, it's going to set the internet on fire. Everything y'all hear and everything y'all have an opportunity to see, the people that's in the courtroom. I'm just telling everybody, man, prepare to hear some of the most devastating things y'all have ever heard in this trial, as far as just, you know, things that I've already read in the filings. But a lot of things were redacted. They were kept from us because it's secret for the case. Right? And so, again, man, you know, it's easy to fall into that temptation of wanting to be around celebrities, wanting to be a celebrity. That's easy to fall into that temptation, man. You know, but you got to ask yourself in life, you know what I'm saying? What is your goal in life? What do you want your kids growing up looking up to? You know what I'm saying? How do you want your story to go? You know what I mean? Right? And that just has to be what it is. And I'm just telling y'all this, man. Some of these people, man, they really sell out for celebrities, bro. They have allowed celebrities to be put on the pedestal to where they praise celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? They worship celebrities. I never got it why people cry and go crazy when they see another man, another celebrity. I'm literally, people cry, be all this kind of stuff when they see another celebrity, man. I never understood that. Because at the end of the day, it's just a person with money and notoriety. That's it. That's it. You know? And the other question I ask is that everybody that's watching this whole situation, another thing I ask all of y'all, and I want y'all to understand this, right? Do y'all think that those celebrities that these people praise and honor, do you think that they'll stick themselves out there for you when you going through your shit? Think about what I said right now, right? I want y'all to think about what I said. Diddy was in a situation with Shine in the club, right? Did we hear Diddy go all out and take up for Shine? Or did we see Diddy separate his case and get the hell away from Shine? Shine did a whole 10. He did a first down. Straight like that. And what did Shine say happened? Right? Think about this now. Think about what I just said to y'all. I want y'all to think about what I said to everybody that's watching this video right now. Think about what I just said. All these people so quick to go defend Diddy. But was Diddy sticking his neck out there for Shine? Think about that. I want y'all to think about that. Don't give me no excuses. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Right? See, it's dudes on YouTube saying this shit. Where's all Diddy's friends at? Think about this. Where's all Diddy's friends and close acquaintances out here standing 10 toes for this dude? Where they at? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. It's niggas that ain't even close to Diddy that's out here taking up for him. Niggas that don't even know him like that. Where's all the people that's close to Diddy out here standing on business for him? I want y'all to think about that. Think about what I just said. To these mofos, you never lying one to cash. They're going to be on the wrong side of history. And I can't wait till next week. I cannot wait. Because when they pull this shit out that they're going to pull out in this trial, all these people are going to have to find a way to explain, well, I didn't know they had all. Yeah, because you was running your goddamn mouth. And once again, the evidence, you guys need to make y'all mind up. Y'all cry when the videotape of Cassie was dropped. Oh man, they tampered with the jury. But y'all be the same mofos crying when allegations are made and you don't get to see the evidence, knowing good and damn well that the evidence is shown in a court of law, not a court of public opinion or court of public. Think about what I just said. These same mofos in any other situation where there's allegations, man, I got to see some evidence. Well, Cassie said Diddy beat the hell out of her, did all these things to her. A video comes out to corroborate what she says, and somehow people got a problem with that. When these be the same mofos that be out here crying about, man, I need to see, I don't see no evidence. Yeah. Let's go back to the Young Dolph case. Remember when everybody was running around YouTube, thought they knew what the hell they was talking about? Then when the actual evidence came out during the trial, everybody shut up. They didn't know that this is state police. They didn't even know the state police had all that evidence. Phone tracking evidence. State police. Full video of the killer coming out of his apartment, going in his apartment the day before. Full 4K video of him driving in the murder vehicle. All those things. Played it right there in court. Played it right in court. Think about what I said to y'all. Right? So again, the only question I present is, what's going to be the excuse after next week when the trial starts, when they start dropping that evidence and they start dropping all these deep, dark things that have happened over the years? What people going to say with evidence? What they going to say then? When the news is blowing up, going crazy. And now when nuggets are dropped, I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. Everybody's watching this video. I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. They're going to drop evidence in the trial next week. Hardcore evidence. During this trial, the media is going to be doing a night and day hell of a job on the outside to either corroborate or even find more things based off what's heard in court. All kind of shit going to come out of people's business. Let me repeat myself again. All kind of shit going to come out. Because based off the information that's going to be let go in this trial, I'm telling y'all this, what the media is going to do is they're going to be digging in all these other people's past that's connected to this thing. Anything that they thought they had hidden is going to come up. They're going to have some of the best goddamn private detectives on all this. I'm telling y'all. You better believe on what I'm saying. It's going to be a whole bunch of explosive stuff that is exposed about people's private and secret lives. I'm telling y'all. This is the reason why y'all haven't heard any of these people speaking up about this Diddy situation. Because they know it's about to happen. They know it's about to rain, nigga. In the general public, you have plants that are out here to cause confusion to the general public. Right? Make it seem like it's targeting a black man. Well, I know a whole lot of black men that's out here doing well. They don't have the feds running down on them because they're not involved in this type of foolishness. Right? And I'm telling y'all what's about to happen. I'm telling y'all, it's about to get real ugly, man. I promise y'all this. Y'all gonna see, man. You know, like I told y'all the other day, them UK publications, boy, they be digging deep. The US Sun and all these people, man, they be digging deep. So once information starts leaking out there in the courts during the trial, so day to day, they're going to be trying to confirm all of these different things through contacts. They're going to be looking at other people who's linked to this case, their connections, bro. If your name is on that list and you get talked about this trial, bro, they are going to be your whole life is going to be put on blast. I'm telling y'all, that's why so many people ain't speaking about Diddy, because they know this shit about to get funky. They know it's about to get funky. And here's the problem. They're saying in the indictment, a lot of these people knew about this shit for years and did nothing. So now what that's going to do is ruin their brands in front of everybody, because people are going to say, well, y'all know about this shit. You ain't even do nothing. And people, they're going to, I'm telling y'all, how this shit going to play out. See what I'm saying? See, they will tell y'all it's about racism and getting a black man, but they won't tell y'all that they had went and got Epstein. They got Weinstein. Jeffries, he gonna end up doing time. And the list goes on and on and on. It goes on and on and on. I advise everybody else, because you don't even know who else the feds are investigating. That's the thing. People don't even know who else the feds are investigating. The feds is coming out here scooping new people up every day. They hitting people with indictments that don't even know they're gonna get hit. That's the crazy part. So people could be saying, oh man, this ain't nothing. Man, they don't even know the feds may be investigating them. If I was anybody that was linked to any of this shit, I'd be worried like a mofo. You damn right I'd be worried. Because they got those hidden videos and stuff. And when they play this stuff in court, you never know what type of position certain people were in. I'm telling y'all, ruin marriages, relationships, put a whole bunch of shit in the limbo. Y'all gonna see. Why should I tell y'all this? What do I mean? Okay, they got all those videotapes. They play these tapes in court of different freak offs, because they said they're gonna play freak off tapes in the court. You play freak off tapes in the court, and they identify that there are other celebrities that were present at these events, and they name these people out on videotapes. Bro, that's why I told y'all some of these celebrities' names gonna be on this on that list because they were present at these events, and they're just gonna get named out. That's gonna destroy them people as far as their personal lives, especially if you're married, if you had kids, if you moved on from that point, if you thought that was all behind you. Now this fool right here don't got locked up, and now all that shit that you did in the past gets rehashed, and now the whole media is scoping in on your whole life. I'm telling y'all, y'all fitting to see. Y'all fitting to see. 190 celebrity names on that list. Think about what all those people are thinking right now. Michael B. Jordan's name came up. He ain't even given a statement. He ain't said nothing. Mike Myers' name came up. He ain't said nothing. These people are quiet as you can hear a rat fart. Everybody that's been mentioned so far, you haven't heard a word out of them. Cricket. Cricket. Because a lot of them know what's fitting to come. Crickets. I'm telling y'all. You know? And so when you hear all the different stories from people who said they witnessed things, you know, when you see that people think this shit is a joke, that even when the feds go to trial, they win damn near 80% of their cases in trial. In the Southern District of New York, they're known as the most starchest, strictest of them all. Most by the book organized of them all. Think about this, y'all. Diddy got his house raided in LA and in Miami, and New York went after him. Think about what I just said. Think about what I just said. Right? And people say, oh man, see, I'm gonna tell you something, man. These hoes was with it. See, that's the problem with people thinking. Because the brother who was rolling with Diddy already told y'all. He said, nah, man, we was spiking bottles. That's what Mark Curry said. Mark Curry said that on open tape in public. Don't y'all know that's a crime? Don't you niggas know that's a crime? And he even said himself, he said, bro, we didn't know it was a crime. We thought they wanted it until it happened to Bill Cosby. You didn't know that spiking women's drinks was a crime? Think about what he said. That's the delusional part of people in this world. They're ignoring the things that have already been said to y'all in the public. They're ignoring that shit. Like they ain't even listening to that. That's the craziest part to me. To me, that's the craziest part. Listen to what the man said, y'all. Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. It's crazy on all the dialogues. Who's all the dialogue? Girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there and like, let me tell you, and they be like, we having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party. You be like, yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go. Freak off parties, when you go in there, it be, yo, let me tell you something. We used to go in the club. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there and like, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to get back with you. We got to rewind this back. We used to go to when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. Now let's stop right there. Everybody in the comment section, listen, I want to have a pop quiz for y'all real quick, right? Everybody's in the comment section. I want to ask y'all a question, right? The question I want to ask y'all is it illegal to spike a woman's drink? Yes or no? Somebody tell me that in the comment section. Yes or no? I want everybody's answer in the comments. Is it illegal to spike a woman's drink without her knowledge? I'm asking y'all that question. Right? I'm asking y'all that question. Everybody's saying yes, right? Now, I want y'all to do this, right? I want y'all to go to Google yourselves. Go to Google. I want y'all to go to Google. And when you go to Google, you can type in Google and look this up. Right? Right? And I want y'all to I want y'all to understand what I'm saying to y'all. Right? I'm gonna put this on the screen. I want to put this on the screen because I want to show people because of what he just said. Right? He just said this. And we don't even know if he's going to be at the trial or not. Mark Curry, if he's testifying or not. I'm pretty sure. There's no way they didn't speak with him. That video did 1 million views, that interview he did. There ain't no way they didn't speak to him. Trust me, there ain't no, and you don't never hear nobody talking down on him, questioning him. They don't never question what he said. But look what happens when you type in, is it illegal to spike a woman's drink? Look what comes up. Drink spiking can be linked to sexual assault and robbery. However, the majority of reported incidents are not linked to any additional crime. It is done as a prank, but drink spiking is illegal, whatever the intent. Now, put that with what the feds are saying. Put that with what the feds are saying. Now, let's go back to what Mark Curry said. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there. And like, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to get back with you. We got to rewind this back. We used to go to when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they been have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls. That's premeditated. He's letting y'all know that shit was premeditated. That's a premeditated crime. Premeditated crime. Now he says that once you spike the woman's drinks, what happens is they turn to little birdies. They all start opening their mouth for you to pop something in their mouth. That's illegal. Then you link that to what many people have accused afterwards. See, that's the part all these people have failed to realize. Oh, them women want it, man. They wanted it, man. Bro, listen, if you spike a woman's drink and she don't know and she's out of her mind, how can she consent? A woman cannot consent if her drink has been spiked. That is illegal. In the club after a while, they all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. He just run around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. See, he said that's what they wanted. Yeah. After you spike their drink unknowingly, and they're, like you said, they don't went slippery then. But listen to what he else said. He said, yeah, we thought it was cool. We thought it was cool. It was normal. What do you mean you thought it was cool? He said until Bill Cosby got caught. Listen. Get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. He just run around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. That was what party. It was part of the hip hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble. He did one too many. Man, look. Let me tell you something, I don't mean to cut you, this funny. I used to, we used to be on the road, you'd be like, yo, let me go with my Puff room, see what they doing. And you knock on Puff door, he'd be sitting there damn near butt naked. You ever just had a grown ass man answer his hotel door butt naked and they'd be like, come on in? You be like, I'll come back. You ever close your eyes, you be like, I guess you're not presentable. And then walk away, because see what happens is, if they be like, come on in, and then you come on in, they be like, this man just came into my room. I'm sitting there butt ass naked. I told him to come on in, and he came on in. You be like, so what's going on for the day? Acting like you don't notice he there naked. You be like, bro, put some clothes on. What are you doing? I don't want to see you naked. Grown man stuff. Yo, that's kind of disrespectful. So when you get, that's called the test off. How you make sure you breaking in. Yo, call the artist up here to the room, tell him I want to have a meeting by my tub. He be in there by the tub and stuff, soaking and stuff. Butt ass naked. You be like, how the hell am I supposed to have a meeting with a nigga butt naked in the tub? Nah, man, come back, man. Let me know when you presentable. That, and then freak off parties, man, listen. I'm not an angel. I ain't never did nothing morally incorrect, but I definitely not. The girls definitely have my share of pretty women and being famous. It just came with the life. But also what came with it was a lesson.
Also, what came with it was, you know what, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and still expect to find somebody to truly love you. That right there, those kind of parties kept me from finding somebody who really cared about me. And it took me to leave those kind of parties, those kind of people, all that energy alone, just to even better understand me. That's what I did. That's where I've been. That's why I totally vanished from everything and say, you know, I'm going to be a better man, a stronger man. And that's what I recommended that he do. I'd be like, bro, it's time for you to be a stronger, a bigger person. But he still wanted to remain minute. And that's what's happening to him today. See him.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Him opening up the door naked, man. That's weird behavior.
Yeah. Anytime a man's naked around you and they feel comfortable with being naked around you, you know what I'm saying? You be like, something ain't right, man. What do you know what I mean? You know I knocked on the door. You knew it was another dude at the door. Like when I knocked, you know what I'm saying? Then you could just go open the door, come on in. Walking with his butt out. You know, nah, I just closed the door. I'll see you later, bro. I guess y'all not ready for the day. So that's weird behavior.
These are just some of the things these people were saying. And I tell y'all this, man. I tell y'all this, bro. It's sad, man. It's sad. All of the different accounts. This shit was, and shout out to my boy Art of Dialogue, because he's a legend in his own time. But all these things are things that y'all gonna hear times 10 next week in the trial. It's gonna become reality. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell y'all. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you.
Mark Kirk going on, man. You looking at very arrogant, selfish, all of those kind of things that you don't like. You don't never see in a true friend or a grown man. You know what I mean? Like you're a grown man, you carry yourself like a grown man. He doesn't carry himself like a friend. You know.
So you're not surprised when you hear Cassie say that, you know, Diddy, he used to hit her and she had to cover up her bruises with makeup. You're not surprised when you hear that. Because I interviewed Gene Deal and he was in.
Now, I want y'all to think about something. You got Negroes that look like Bookman running around here that ain't never spent a day in his life with Diddy, but swear he know everything about Diddy's life. I know they're trying to do Diddy wrong. Oh, they're doing Diddy. They're doing him wrong, man. Meanwhile, you had a dude that was rolling with Diddy every single day in Mark Curry. Whose words y'all think I'm taking? You think I'm taking Bookman's word? Or you think I'm taking Mark Curry's word? And all the other people, Kirk Burroughs, Gene Deal, the list goes on. I'm taking all those other people who was with this man on a day-to-day basis. The hell am I going to sit up here and listen to Bookman for? Talk dumb shit. The truth behind this, the truth behind that, that nigga was never there. He don't even know the truth. Think about what I just said. Mark Curry literally was with Diddy all the time. He was an artist on Bad Boy. They traveled together, did shows together, went on tour together. But you got a nigga on YouTube and the buck dancers on the comment section. And another dude that like to say in his interviews, I don't even know what they're charging Diddy for. I don't know what they're charging for. Y'all got all these people that was around Pump telling y'all what the situation was. Think about what I just said, y'all. The ignorance is real, y'all. It's real. And it's sad. But day of reckoning is coming.
Around Bad Boy when Cassie was around, but he told me that, you know, he did the same thing to Kim Porter.
Or you could take it before then, and then you can remember when Misa was dating Eric Sermon from EPMD, and that was her childhood boyfriend. Like coming up, they was the lovey-dovey couple, and it was back then. He used to do that with Misa. So and one thing I always say is, as a man and as anyone in a relationship, we often go through these kind of things. So I've seen it in friends. I've seen it in him. I've seen fights. I've seen all kinds. I've seen fights between, when he have an argument, fight with a female, whatever it may be. I've seen it with my own friends. But sometimes you say, we all go through things, but once you have a sign of doing it over and over and over again, that's when it becomes a problem. You be like, so every relationship that you get in, you're violent in them? So you say, I don't have to wait to see what he would, I was around when Cassie was there. I knew Kim Porter before I knew Puff. I met Misa, but it was a history. When you have a history of the same thing, man, it becomes a problem. Something you do once or twice, you get over. First, you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman the way I was raised. And the only person that really put their hands on women really is men who have feminine traits. So, it really takes a coward to put his hands on a woman. So, a man is so strong enough, we can just walk away. You can do, there's so many different things that you can do other than get upset, put your hands on a woman. But that comes from a man who's not quite a grown man. It's still a boy, like a bad boy.
Speaking of Kim Porter, because you knew Kim Porter, is it true that Diddy broke her nose?
Bust her nose, man. But it was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's going to say? Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this. Nah, he's going to come in with it's going to be a fight. But that's something that you've seen from the inside. When you're on the inside looking out, it's like looking at Blueface and his girlfriend always arguing on TV, they toxic relationship. So when you're on the inside looking out, you don't really see them like fighting. You just be like, they tripping. This is their relationship. It's been going on like that with them for years. So usually when you notice Puff was in those kind of violent relationships with his females, this been going on ever since 3 years. This ain't just something that just happened. This ain't the first fight. It ain't the last fight. Yeah, I noticed all. I seen a lot. I seen him walking with scratches and bruises on his face. And you be like, who scratched you up, dog? Who's scratching you? What, you had a fight with a cat? What's going on? So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? Like he never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that name. Not yet.
Now, hear what Gene Deal had to say.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the plane. Caught him on his wrist, defended. You've been saying this for years, man, and some of the stuff you've been saying coming true. So,
Well, some of the stuff I've been saying is coming true, but all of the stuff that I say is true, and that's facts. You know what I'm saying? Just with this Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim.
See, he called her Cassidy too. He called her Cassidy. I thought I was calling her Cassidy because it's an old man thing. It's just an old man thing. That's all. I don't mean nothing by it. He don't mean nothing by it. He said the same thing I said.
Cassie, some of the stuff that I say is true, and that's facts. You know what I'm saying? Just with this Cassie thing, I didn't know her, but I knew somebody like her, and that was Kim Porter. I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter. So people ask me, yo, and they send me clips.
And remember, that's important because Kim Porter's name is going to be brought up in this trial. You know how I know? Her name was already brought up in the jury process. Now, where they bring up Kim Porter's name, what things they talk about with Kim Porter, that is going to be the explosive part about this entire situation, is where does Kim Porter come in this whole situation? They mention her name in the jury selection. Where does Kim Porter's name come up in this entire situation? Nobody's been talking about that. And you know it's got to come up because she's on that list. I'll be sure is on that list too. Who's all testifying? Going to be very interesting. This thing is going to explode next week. You better believe it.
Cassie, I guess, is an affidavit to the courts, you know, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, and now I could say one time when I know Kim had defended herself, and I told people this, and now everybody, after Cassie report comes out, everybody want to show the picture now. You see a picture on the internet going with Puff, right hand is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white T-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, you know, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist, defending himself. And he almost, I think he had, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery. I came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit because he just kept bleeding. And from that point on, he was hooked. That's when I knew, I knew when they was talking about people getting addicted and hooked on pain medicines, that's what happened to him. And it was from his right wrist that he's reminded by Kim all the time now.
And looking at this lawsuit, right? And like you said, she did accuse him of abuse in this lawsuit, but she also accused him of sex trafficking in this lawsuit. How you feel about that?
Well, you know, he get the sex trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform sex acts with different, you know, male prostitutes and different people, sometimes against her will. You know, we look at this and we say, well, that was his girl and she did it on her own. She didn't have to. Man, you can't say that. That was a 19-year-old girl that what they call now groomed by an older man. And yes, she got some of the benefits of being with a billionaire, millionaire, and everything like that. But it's just certain things.
And let me say that's the thing that's most disgusting about some of these Negroes online. I'm seeing so many people say, "Oh, well, Cassie got that money." Umar, you ought to be a fucking ashamed of yourself. And I'm gonna say that, nigga. These niggas think money's supposed to just take away from people getting mistreated and getting your ass whooped. That shit's so out of pocket, my nigga. Oh, well, she got the money, man. She need to go sit down and shut the hell up somewhere, man. She got the payoff. That was civil. This is criminal, nigga. That was civil. This is criminal. This is criminal.
Facts, facts.
Did to groom her and put her into that position that she wanted the career, she wanted to do the music, she wanted to be a performer and all this stuff like that. He held all that shit over her head, bro. And now that she came out and telling everybody her story and what happened to her, you know, people are finding fault in her. People are saying that she, you know, she ain't right for putting a lawsuit against him, but she earned every bit of that, bro. And like I said, I only seen bits and pieces of it, but she earned every bit of that. Yo, I heard that he beat her so bad he sent her to Hawaii so she could stay away from people. That's crazy, man. But that's Kim's story. That's Kim's book. That's Kim's book. Then you heard about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht?
Wow, I ain't hear about that.
He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book. Bro, when y'all look at this thing and saying force, y'all think that he probably threatened to beat her, threatened to do something like that. That ain't what force is. It could come from the mentality. Yo, he put her in a certain position, in a certain situation, in a certain time in her life. You understand what I'm saying? That she saw no way out other than doing what he told her to do. He had mentally controlled her. It's like a pimp. Diddy had pimp potential. He had her mind messed up where it controlled her. She felt no way out. She felt like if she walked out the door, he wasn't going to do the music no more. If she went somewhere or she ran and didn't want to do that, their relationship not only would have been over, he would have painted a picture that nobody else in the industry would have dealt with her. I seen him do it before. I seen him even tell people on the phone before, like, yo, like he did Wendy Williams. He said it when we was in Cali. When I come back to New York and that BITCH is on the radio. This is Wendy Williams, the hottest radio host in New York City. When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. He said the same thing. He said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is going to do anything with y'all. No business at all. It ain't going to be no artist, no nothing going to come. He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wow.
That's the power he had. That's the music industry, bro. That's the music industry. Now you're gonna have guys coming out against Cassie, talking about she shouldn't have done that. She should hurry up and did that. Man, you can't say that about a victim.
I'm trying to figure out, how did this man get so much power and he don't have no talent? That's the part I can't fucking get through my head. Oh, I know how. He giving up the butthole. He breaking fresh meat in. So he got the power because he can bring in the fresh meat. That's the only thing I can figure it out. Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and the rest of y'all freak off participants. He was bringing in the fresh meat, man, because he ain't had no talent. You tell me what talent Diddy had.
This is what kills me about these guys. These guys get these platforms and they want to talk about, guys like me in the background who saw
And that's not allegedly.
everything, and I didn't see that because I wouldn't have played that. And people could say what they want to say. Oh, Diddy would have did this. Diddy would have did that. Nah, he wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I told you this before. When he cursed his mother, I said to him, man, if you curse your mother again, I'm going to beat the shit out you. He said, well, no, Gene, she always in my business. I said, if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't have no business. I'm saying that to say this to the women out there. If a man disrespect his mother, you just like an ice cube. You ain't got a chance in hell. Do you understand? That man disrespected his mother. What do we care about these chicks out here, these women out here like that? Now, I ain't gonna say that he couldn't change. Maybe he have. He's brother, a doctor, or something love now. But back then, way before Kim, beat the shit out of Misa because she thought she was dealing with Eric Sermon, the green-eyed dude. He's known for shit like that, bro. But
think about all those names Gene Deal was saying, and now it makes me think about that list of 190 celebrities. Bro, a lot of people's gonna be named, and I expect, and I'm gonna tell everybody this right now, I expect a lot of this to be spaded in court. A lot of these different stories y'all are hearing now, I believe a lot of these things are going to come up in court. I believe they have been investigated. I believe there are people who are witnesses that have been around. And I believe that all these things are going to come up in the court over these next couple of months in this trial.
Dude, all they did was go through the tapes. They 100% know. They 100% know this person that's on the tape. They 100% know the person. And they went to the person and said, is that you? Yeah, that's me. And they start cooperating. They start telling their story. They start saying, well, what about here? Is that you again? Yeah, you got me. Diddy drug me up. Diddy drug me up. Spiked my drink. I'm on you guys' side, basically. I'm on y'all side. So now they on the FBI side. And now they testifying against Diddy. And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it's a lot of them. 30 years of this mess. Cut that in half because we just started filming. After 10 years, we decide we're going to film. You feel me? Every party. And think about yourself, man. How often you like to have I don't even know if we can say sex on this thing, but everybody will say
I
it
believe
anyway.
this thing is going to be so explosive. And he also said something else that nobody is talking about. In an interview with the Art of Dialogue, Gene Deal talked about, big shouts to that brother Gene. He's talking about the highest level of people that were allegedly in those tapes. Remember when Gene came out and spoke about this? Those freak off tapes?
Yeah, that's crazy. But the feds, they also revealed that they got photos and videos of Diddy freak offs.
when they did that raid, you understand? What they did was, prior to the raid, they reviewed that civil lawsuit. And that civil lawsuit told, Cassie's civil lawsuit was LeRod had already did it. LeRod hadn't did it yet, did he? Did LeRod do his lawsuit before the raid or after the raid?
Oh, before.
Yeah. So what they did was they reviewed both of those civil lawsuits and found that there was some criminal activity in those lawsuits. We spoke that on Art of Dialogue. We spoke about that on your show. I said if they really wanted him, all they had to do was review those civil lawsuits. And once they find the criminal activity in those, they could bring him in. Now, did the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Miami do it? No, they didn't. Did California do it? No, they did not. The Southern District of New York, they took it upon themselves and put on that raid and everything based on the information they found in Cassie lawsuit and the information they found in Little Rod lawsuit. But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City.
He ain't lying. Because remember, they got those charges against Eric Adams thrown out. That was incredible how Eric Adams got those Fed charges against him thrown out. And if you guys remember, Eric Adams was in a Bad Boy music video in the past. I forget which video he was in. I believe it was in the Biggie video. So he had been, you know what I'm saying? And he gave Diddy the keys to the city. Gene was never lying about that shit, bro. Never lying.
You know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think it's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think? I think they're not telling the whole truth is that because of the situation in Miami and the situation in California, and they closed the clubs like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that, that Justin and Christian was bringing big vans of girls and people back to the mansion and giving parties and stuff like that. And a lot of those stuff were their parties. A lot of that shit was their parties. They wasn't always Puff parties. It was his son's parties.
Good point. They said some of these freak-offs will last for days.
That's where they're going to get him on the sex trafficking thing. Especially like if he was traveling and doing it. That's where the sex trafficking come at. That you hiring sex workers to come and have sex with your girl? That's crazy. That's some Hollywood shit that I don't even know, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But they also claiming that, Diddy, he'll give ecstasy to his victims to keep them obedient.
Wow.
Then they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's going to be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or or Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's going to prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they got to try to prove, bro. A lot of that if you read it, it could be circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? But they got to have witness to back it up. You just can't say that happened.
And that's exactly
what the problem is.
What the feds say they got. Right there on your screen. They have the witnesses that have given detailed proffers. Right? Think about this now. Diddy also knows, and his team knows, the anticipated testimony and the corroborating evidence. Says it right there in yellow. They've already been provided with that. Further, the accounts of the non-statutory victims and those of the statutory victims corroborate each other. This corroboration, together with the detailed proffers of each victim's anticipated testimony, is sufficient to satisfy Rule 104's low threshold for reliability. And what is that rule, ladies and gentlemen? That rule is that the same thing that they did to Weinstein, they can bring in other people who claim they have been violated by Diddy with their evidence and their testimony to present in court that will also corroborate and show a exact pattern of the actual victims who are also going to be testifying against Diddy in court too. These people think these motherfuckers ain't got no evidence. They lost their goddamn mind.
Based on somebody lawsuiting with the words that they're saying, they have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is going to be smart enough to attack that.
Right. And they claiming that Diddy, he was blackmailing his victims because he had videos from old freak-offs and he was using those videos to get his victims to do another freak-off. So,
if he was blackmailing people, especially people that work for him, see, this is what...
That's another thing. You talk about the blackmail. Could he have been doing this with celebrities? How did these different celebrities come in? Did the feds use that to get the celebrities and these different people to testify against Puff at the trial? Because maybe they found out I'm in a tape. Remember all of these things, bro. I'm telling y'all, this shit is going to explode next week. You guys are going to see it.
Don't get him at. See, people think that...
My bad, y'all. My bad. Hold on. Let me go back to that. I want to go back to that part, what he said right there. I want to go back to that part. Hold on. Let me go back to that part right there.
For him, see, this is what it's going to get him at. See, people think that, those people work for him, or those people, if they was artists and they worked for him, or they were engineers, or anybody that worked for them and stuff like that, your boss cannot blackmail you to do nothing. Got you a liberty.
Now, I want y'all to listen to this part. And this part right here was, bro, this shit was crazy, man. Now, again, you had the situation with Aaron Hall, right? Aaron Hall came out and made some crazy statements in that Vlad interview that's still on YouTube, right? And so Gene spoke on that.
Right into it. One of the victims, she alleges that, Diddy and Aaron Hall back in 1991 took turns raping her. What you think about that?
Well, I think because the New York state law has made rape just like murder, there's no statute of limitation. A lot of people are going to be coming out the woodwork charging these guys who did things like she said that they did way back when. Now, Cassie has already proved that Puff is capable of doing what this girl said. Now, did he do her? Don't know that. Aaron Hall? Don't know him either, brother. but I know of him. He was a good friend of my family, K. Slay, but I learned from him some stuff about him from K, but I learned something from him directly by Gloria Velez herself. You know, she told me that he was dealing with...
Now, if you guys don't know, Gloria Velez was the former model, right? Gloria Velez is the mother of Aaron Hall's child. So for you guys to know the coalition.
When she was 16 years old, I think she made us told me that he was dealing with her when she was 16 years old. I think she made a statement to everybody else. But it was this particular time that I was bodyguarding this individual, Scott Storch, and we was at Thanksgiving dinner. And he had Gloria Velez that he had gave her a Cartier watch as a gift. So I'm bodyguarding him, and first we was at Kanye West party. This is no bullshit, bro. We was at Kanye West party in North Hollywood. And one of my dudes who, you know, he's a Crip, he came over to me, he said, yo, Gene, my dudes is gonna come do something to your man. He's shining like that. I said, well, you know what that mean, dog? He said, but Gene, I'm gonna get you 10 minutes to get him out of here. I said, bro, give me 5, and he out of here. So Gloria Velez was with us. So then she gonna say, you gonna let your bodyguard tell you what to do? I'm like, yo, Scott, I'm gone. I'm at the door. So Scott came with me. We went to the Charter House in Malibu from there. So we get to the Charter House. It was me, Scott, friend of mine named Cree, one of Scott rappers that he was finna put on and everything like that, because he had a thing called Tough Jew Production, and it was Gloria Velez. So we started talking about relationships and how older dudes always want younger girls and stuff like that. And she brought up Aaron Hall. So I know Aaron and Kay was cool. So she said, yeah, Aaron, he was, for light of a better words, having sex with me, and I was just 16 years old. So me questioning her, I said, so where did he meet you at? And she said, we met at a club. And I said, when you supposed to be 21 years old in the club? And she said, yeah. I said, so when did he find out that you were 16 years old? She said, we was on the line at the airport in customs, and he found that I was 16 years old. They wouldn't let me go to Jamaica with him, and I needed a consent, my parental consent, in order to go to Jamaica. So I said, so he think that you older than that. He just found out when y'all went to Jamaica? She said, yeah. I said, so how could you fault him? You in the club and it's 21 years. You understand what I'm saying? The club say 21. You 16 years old now. He bagged you. He put you on a flight for to take you to Jamaica. And he found out you 16 years old when he gets to customs. He's still at fault. He should have let a little young ass go. But now he's news now. So, and she put that out, but she ain't tell the whole story. But she told us the story at the table when we was at the Charter House in Malibu.
For me, and it's a lot of people out there, because I've seen people talking about it on social media. You got a lot of people, man, that look up to Diddy. And it's a lot of people out there that's in disbelief, but you being around Diddy, you knowing him, you think he's capable of raping a female, man?
Bruh, he just, he's capable of doing what Cassie said he did. Cassie said he raped her. You understand? Against her will. She won a lawsuit that he raped her against her will. You understand what I'm saying? So he's capable of doing a whole lot of stuff. Yo, bro, this ain't nothing new. All this stuff been going on in the industry for a long time. You know, wasn't you, didn't it mess with your head up when Aaron Hall said, and he said this years ago, you could ask Jodeci, you could ask Puffy how big my private is. Me and my dudes looked at each other like, what? Them niggas watching each other, huh? Is you serious? Look at the atmosphere that they in. Look what they do. So, is he capable? I believe Cassie. Who you believe? I know the girl know if she was raped or not.
So when you hear Aaron Hall make comments and say that, you know, Diddy seen how big his penis is, you not surprised by them comments?
No, it don't surprise me at all, bro. That don't surprise me at all. You know why it don't surprise me? It's because that's how them dudes get down. They into that each other touchy-feely, and, you know, they think it's something. You know, it can't surprise me. I done seen them in action as whereas that they going all in a room together. You understand? They all going in a room together. They go in that room. They having their fun. They doing what they do. So, nah, it don't surprise me. It surprised me he said that you could ask them what I'm working with.
Bro, it's not funny,
Damn,
but it's crazy,
damn.
bro. I'm telling y'all, all this stuff finna hit the fan. People think this shit is a game. This stuff has all been put out here. Everybody think, oh man, they just talking. Okay. When they come to court and they start naming all these people that come up here and they bring forth certain evidence and certain situations and stuff like that that's happened, they're talking about 2 months worth of a case to put out there. That means 5 days a week, 2 months. You know how much time that is? It's probably gonna last longer than that. That's crazy. With 190 celebrities plus a whole bunch of names of different areas. And again, Gene, he went on. He kept going. He even went to Diddy's mom. Gene Deal.
You heard about how Diddy mom is being accused of helping Diddy steal money? It's a guy named D1 that's suing her.
I think that they accusing Diddy mom of stealing anything is wrong. All she did was allow him to put certain things in her name to protect. If at any time, because of some of the things that he was doing and the nature of what he was doing and he knew he was doing to people, if he's ever sued, he'd probably be safe having money and things in her name. Do you understand that? See, I don't believe Miss Combs gave that stuff up a long time ago when she used to do her little modeling thing with her little ladies other night, the little wild parties. When she gave that up, I don't think she was in the business. I don't think she was in the business to know exactly where the money's going, who how's coming in, who she's taking it from. He was just doing it and putting it and had the authority to put it in her name. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, but let me ask you this. Do you think she knew what he was doing?
I believe she knew he was doing the freak-offs, but do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which switch banks accounts and all that shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying the fruits of the labor.
But why you believe she knew about the freakos?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, yep.
That's from the Diddy freak-off party. And I'm going to say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at one point, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak-off or no?
I think that she liked to party, and she party with young people. She's always been like that. She always copied or emulated Little Kim and Mary J. Blige. Or they emulated her. The blonde hair, the nails, the high boots, the age-appropriate, inappropriate clothing that I want to say, because I know people going to drag me through it. About, what you mean? She's 70, 80 years old. She don't have to wear no, she can wear hot pants if she want to. Okay, all right. You can't make nothing dust moist.
Was she a freak?
I don't want to speak about that man mama like that, bruh. Was his mama a freak? I don't know that about her. But if she was at Diddy freak off at 70 years old, she was just like the rest of them. The freaks come out at night. I don't know that about his mother, man. I know she used to date young guys, but that don't make her a freak. They call her a cougar.
That boy Gene, something else. This is the last one I want y'all to hear.
My God, Gene Deal, happy to have you back.
I don't say what on my mind and what I think, brother. First of all, that's his mother. Wrong, right, or indifferent, she gonna lie, steal, kill. The man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. That has changed since I knew them, since I was around them. You understand? This man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bro. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother action like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. That's them, that's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then his mother wore the same white fingernail polish that Cassie described that he liked to see her and other models in when she was describing her lawsuit. And what's crazy to me is that, man, it seemed like him and his mother had this, I don't want to get too deep, man, this Oedipus complex thing. You know what I mean? And a lot of people going to say, yo, Oedipus complex. Well, let me just tell you a brief story so you'll know. Oedipus it may have been Greek mythology, or it was probably Greek mythology or something like that, but it's a story about a young man that was told that he was going to kill his father and marry his mother. So on the way, this young man had grown up, you know, he didn't know that he was an orphan and then was adopted by a family. He thought the family he was with was his mother and father, but it wasn't. So on the way to this town, he gets into an argument with this other man and he kills him. He kills that man. Then he goes into that town. A lady is weeping about her husband being told that her husband was dead, and he ended up marrying that lady, which was his mother. So Sigmund Freud came up with this thing about this Oedipus complex, about a sexual relationship, whether it's physical or mental, with a mother and a son. So I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know. But they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off. She was ever at that type of party. But you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak off parties. This is the same dude, bruh, that used to disrespect his mother. So I seen the love now that they had for each other only on film and camera. You know, on YouTube or Instagram or wherever they were showing it and stuff like that. But this is the same guy that 𝗟𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 once told me he slapped his mother. And I told everybody, had I known he slapped his mother after I told 𝗟𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦, Kirk told me after I straightened his ass out for cussing his mama out. His mother came in a limousine and he was on the phone and she said, yo, why don't you tell these people like that? And he just cussed her clean out like on some, didn't I tell you to stay out my motherfucking business? And I was like, yo, I was shocked. She didn't say nothing. I said to him, I said, yo, boy, let me tell you something. If you ever cuss your mama again, I'm gonna beat the shit out you. You ain't gonna bring nothing but bad luck to us treating your mama like that. So I guess he ain't treating his mama like that no more. But I don't have no qualms in her defending her son. I don't have no qualms in her defending her son. You gotta understand that, man. Miss Janice Combs been around for a long time, and she's a trendsetter. Where you think Little Kim, Mary J. Blige, and the rest of them get that blonde hair from? She popped up in the club with the blonde hair, the nails, the eyelashes, way before they was doing it. You people used to think that she was Lil' Kim's mama, or Lil' Kim was trying to be her daughter, because they used to say they look alike. But I don't have no qualms in her defending her son. That's what she's supposed to do, man. And if she didn't, I would look different at her. And, you know, like I said, I don't blame her, man. You know, I really don't blame her. I remember a time like, and this when I stopped working for Diddy, is that we was in the office and she's just come at me, and it wasn't in a way in which you do and a person that's there to protect your son. You know what I'm saying? She's just always bothered me for whatever reason. You know, people laugh and joke and say that when I say this back in the day, you know, I'm 6'7", 30 in the waist, handsome in the face. You understand? She used to come at me a certain way that it made Puff real mad this particular day. And I don't know what happened. I'm outside the office and he got Justin there. So my responsibility is him and Justin, nobody else. I don't give a what goes on in that office, what happens, stuff like that. My responsibility is him and Justin. That's it. Now, they got interns. They got everybody walking around the office the whole 9 yards. She said, yo, Gene, I need you to go to my car. You know, I said, go to your car? She said, yeah, I got some food in my car. I want you to go get it. I said, I'm not here for that. I ain't here for that. I'm not going to get your food. She was like, why everybody do what I tell them to do except you? I said, because I don't work for you. I said, I don't work for you. Why are you always ask me when you got all these interns around here to do like that? And Puff must have heard something. Puff came out that door. Why you always messing with Gene? Leave Gene alone. He was talking to his mother like this. He was like, yo, leave Gene alone. You always messing with Gene. Stop it. From that, and then he said, yo, Paul, figure something out. I said, he ain't got to figure nothing out. After I finished working with him, I never went back. I never went back. So she was dating young guys back then. So, that's her thing. The way she dressed is not age appropriate. And I know some women going to say, how she supposed to dress? She can dress whatever she want to. Now, listen to me, man. Nah. I ain't going to have my mama around my friends or nobody with some me drawers on and talking about, she my mama. I don't give a shit. I ain't gonna be talking about my mama is bending over, putting her palms on the floor with her white fingernails. So listen, I'm just reminiscing and thinking back, man.
Oh man,
I could see through their whole experiences and what they've done and how they've been towards each other, back and forth, this, that, and the third, that her son is right now is in a fight for his life. You understand? But instead of being his friend, she should, or whatever she was, or however she was, she should have been a mama and checked his ass when he was doing all that dirty shit.
Man, bro. And so I'm just telling you guys, man, all of this stuff that's going to be presented in the trial, all these people talking about, oh, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. Hey, man, they're going to railroad Diddy. Man, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. It's going to be very, very sad the way this thing goes down. I'm telling you guys what it is. And I'm guaranteeing you guys that this thing is not going to be pretty. It's definitely not going to be pretty. So y'all can feel how y'all want to feel, think how y'all want to think about the situation. But come next Monday, all the talking gonna stop. Now let me know what y'all think. Go.
I'm trying to let y'all know right now, man. Diddy is getting ready to get what's coming to him. There is no way in the world. All this stuff. It's too many people pointing the finger at him for him to get away squeaky clean, man. I'm not gonna talk y'all to death. This has been a long video, man. So, hey, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm really, really staying up on top of this thing. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.